Have you ever looked around and felt like your life wasn't enough? I did. Until I started practicing gratitude, and here is how it turned my life around. There was a time in my life I felt stuck. I felt like nothing was happening, nothing was going how I wanted it to go. And it was as though I was running around in circles. I attended the service, and on that day, my pastor was preaching about gratitude. He talked about how gratitude could change our lives. Something that sounds so simple, right? But it literally transformed everything for me. Before I started my gratitude journal, I always felt like my life was moving around in circles. You know how you go on social media and you're going to see progress reports from your friends or your colleagues, and then you're thinking about your own life and you're saying, okay, what's my own progress reports? What have I done in the past 1 year or in the past 2 years that I can boldly say that, oh, this is how much my life has improved in this past couple of months or years? I couldn't figure that out. I felt like there was nothing happening in my life at that time. Even when God was doing so much for me at that time, I couldn't see it because I was in my head a lot of times. And because I hadn't started to practice gratitude, I didn't know how much my life had improved and all the things that God was doing for me. And here's the thing, when your mindset is wired to lack, your energy follows and you don't even show up fully because that is where your head is at that moment. And everything that you'll be seeing around you would fall short just because you are lack conscious. After that sermon, when my pastor talked about the power of gratitude, I went home, I got a journal, and every morning when I wake up, after I'm done with my morning devotion and all of that, I would write 5 things that I'm grateful for. Sometimes it was something simple like the food I ate, and some other times it was more intense, like it was more deep because I was journaling every day. When something happens, something big, something small, no matter how it was, I was going to write about it and thank God for it. I began to see changes in my life. I began to take note of things that on a normal day I wouldn't even notice just because I wasn't paying attention. Because I started to practice gratitude, that very habit changed my life. It changed everything for me. Gratitude helped me see that I wasn't waiting for a good life, I was already in it. You know how you've been praying to God for a particular thing, and because we are caught up in everyday life and the next big thing, we don't realize that where we are currently is what we're praying to God for prior to this time. But because we have it and we are so busy right now, we are praying about the next big thing without realizing that we are already in one of our answered prayers. Gratitude helped me see that I was living in most of my answered prayers and I couldn't be more thankful. I started to notice the things that God was doing for me. My confidence grew and I started to live my life fully, knowing that God was showing up for me at every single point in my life. It also made my feet stronger. I started showing up knowing that I was enough. If you are in a season where everything feels slow and you feel like nothing is happening in your life, I urge you to start with gratitude. Be thankful in your waiting period, not just when you've gotten what you've been asking God for. Be thankful in that period that you are praying to God and believing God for a miracle. Start small, write it down, speak it forth, even before you see the answered prayers. You'll start noticing that you have more peace within and everything is just easier. Everything will just feel better. Life will feel enjoyable just because you are grateful for where you currently are. And that is what gratitude will do for you. If this resonated with you, leave one thing in the comments that you are grateful to God for. And if you are yet to subscribe, kindly click the subscribe button below, like this video, comment and share it. I share faith, lifestyle, and self development content to help you grow and glow in your journey. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.